This is Gerald Tuavamas. I will continue with my series of explanations of the letters that are used in plants. I will not make it easy for me and also take longer names which are a reference to the plants themselves, not reference to which second, third degree references. I'm not sure. I could do that, but I'm not sure if plants with the name of a person will match so well. Probably it will still match, but I will go for the first names that I encountered, and the next one is coriander. So let's see how the letters hang together and how much they describe also the product in the end. And for the coriander starts with a C, and before to realize what the C looks like, every letter in my system also of order is an orientation in space and time, but it's also an orientation of distinction at a certain specific spot in a specific way, and that's why it also makes features at the end. But it's maybe a bit more difficult to see the differences between C, M and X, and so I will explain them now as well a little bit better maybe. So all the first 9 letters are orientations in space in 1, 2 or 3 dots, let's say. And these dots actually are distinctions while we still use one focus. So in C, M and X is all of them use just one focus at the border. The last 3 letters are about focuses at the border. But there are differences. I don't see these 3 things exactly the same. There are 3 very different distinctions. At first sight, for people who have no idea where to look for, they are just all rubble at a border. No, they are very, very different. Maybe you don't realize them. What is the difference? But they also move up to the end border, and they will get different features. I will show you the focus of attention. What is the difference? With the C, our attention goes to really the center point of the edge, so the edge itself. And so even if you see differences, the real focuses on the middle of, or on really the edge itself. And so that means you see a limit, you see, and that's where the associations come from. You start to notice where the things are limited, the borders of things and so on. So even if we have different things that will make our vision slightly blurry, we still are able to make a distinction. C makes that distinction, and it says, oh no, I still see the border, and that's where I can start from. So despite that there are more elements, I have that focus and I know where I'm looking at. M is different, also with these 3 points, but you see 2 points are on the border and 1 is there. So it is as if, and there comes the other, as if it is breaching the border. So the elements is there a little bit too much variations in the elements, and they almost seem to break out of its focus. That's why it's also here almost 2-dimensional frame of that border focus. My attention goes also to that breaching of the focus. That's the letter M. The letter X goes even much further. These 3 points almost together are trying to breach the whole centralized focus. They still are within the range of the focus, but the attention goes to reach the outer limits, really the outer limits, what I can where I can keep my mind together into one centralized focus. You see how much difference there is, even if you didn't see it before, and that is really the essence of these 3 kinds of focuses, and that's how the associations comes forward from that focus, not the other way around. I'm not making up associations. First, the associations come secondary. Focus comes first. For plant, if you would like to associate this first letter with the plant, It gives me already the impression with this C, looking at the borders and then with these points, that this could be a very good place where I would be able to use the seeds. It almost looks like seeds. So the chance that maybe I will look into a foundation of the plant that is more important for me, for my orientation, that I focus upon the seeds, is quite enlarged, if you ask me. So the chance that this is important for the plant is already much bigger. The O after that says, okay, I focus upon it, and this is a focus which focuses away from my first center into the environment as well, and it focuses on that place also with a moved focus towards it, in a way sometimes also like, okay, what will be useful there, I'm not sure yet, but I will focus already on it, on that extra extra feature, especially. The R additionally are connection points. They are from the third category. The third category is about context. This is the context mostly in three parts, is always the best thing to express them as well. So the R is the connecting material in the right conditions. Actually, that's what I said. It connects the material into the right circumstances. While the first 9 letters are about spatial references, the next 9 letters are about timed references. The last one is about the right time, and the right space will be found only when we found the conditions, its pattern, and so on. So the time and space is secondary result there. You first find the right pattern, and then the pattern will find the right time and place. That's core, and in a way it is, as if you have the idea here, okay, I'll not just look for the material, I just I will also it will also give you the sense like, okay, I'm going to use that idea, that seems to be a good idea, let's use that part. And the E after that confirms it even more, because of the E is also within the same kinds of frames of associations, that you have to look for the right conditions. With E, you really say, okay, I apply the conditions. Conditions are right. I know the conditions. Here are the right conditions. I will take them. I will apply them. Again, the confirmation that if we associate it with the seeds, which is just an extra association and which is not a proof, but just if we associate it with the seeds, it says, okay, here I will use them and I will apply them. They are useful for me. The second part, coriander, cori clearly has a separate entity, a separate focus. Ander is another one. Ander is, by the way, Dutch is also other one. But so we have another one indeed, something else which might be useful. An is focus and then take out something that is useful. So we go to something else that is useful. In that case, I will not combine them yet. I will just look at ander. Der, to it, is of course the combination of D. This is a timing. That's the part where I say, okay, I start time something. I might be able to use something at some point, D in E after a while. So maybe I have some conditions at some point which I will also make it happen as well with the E. And then the R, of course, will again have to have same kind of associations of connections. So I have to first add the two parts. I'll put them here next to each other to make it more clear. So I have cori and I have ander, and then I still have to have the R to it. R, the connection is in 3 parts. I make a connection in 3 parts connected will in the end make it more clear that I have one usage underneath, which can be associated with the seeds, and another connection on top. I really connect it to the E where the E has to be, so I'm not making it up. I'm just connecting it how it should be connected geometrically as well. So I'm not lying here yourself. The rule, I follow the rules. One of these rules is the 1, 2, 3 options. Best to have all 3, or at least one of the 3. But if one of the 3 is not clear, make them 3 times 3, and you will see it even better what's happening. The R's are the usages, so that's the parts where you connect to, that you find a usage. This usage is in the seeds and the usage is in the leaves. Okay, if it's not convincing yet, for me it fits well enough to describe the plant, so that this plant is especially saying something like, okay, we have a certain part where we focus upon it, and that's quite well fitting with how the seeds look like and where they are, and it's also fitting quite well with where the plant leaves are, where they grow out. We can use both. With the R we can use both, we can take out both. This is the material that what we want. Seems to be fitting as a description with the coriander. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.